Welcome to today's episode of Empowering You. I have an amazing person I want to introduce you to. Krishanda Matthews is the founder of Literacy in the Hood, and Hood stands for Helping Out Our Disenfranchised. She is on a one-woman journey to put books into children's hands. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I am so excited about our guest today. My guest is Krishanda Matthews. You may have seen Krishanda because she's been around and had some incredible press lately. You may have heard of her on CNN or Good Morning America. Krishanda is the founder of Literacy in the Hood, and Hood stands for Helping Out Our Disenfranchised. Chris understands that disenfranchised low-income residents of Cleveland neighborhoods may not know about the resources and programs available in their own community. When the pandemic hit, Cleveland's other literacy nonprofits closed their doors to the public, but Chris was busier than ever, connecting with parents and handing out books at community events, such as the Emergency Lunch Program at CMSD schools. Undaunted, she continues her mission of meeting families and doing the on-the-ground outreach work that established agencies with bigger budgets aren't doing. Krishanda, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you. I appreciate the invite. I appreciate you taking the time out and just to feature literacy in the hood. We just decided to stay open because one, we realized what the literacy rates here are in Cleveland. Then we realized so many students would be at home. So it's like, okay, the library's closed, the kids' book bank are closed. How are we going to make sure the children still have access to free books?
Right. What made you start Literacy in the Hood?
Well, my son is 9 years old now, but Derek started reading at 3. And me living in the inner city, what I noticed was it was nothing in the inner city that can enhance him to become a stronger reader. And it was nothing available to set him on the path to become a lifelong reader. Because I drove, I would find myself at the Shaker Library, I would find myself at the Lee Heights Library. And I said, well, I'm this kind of parent, but what about the parents that don't know about those resources, that may not have a car, or may not even want to drive that far? So it's like, what can we do? And Literacy in the Hood was like, okay, we can invest in minds one book at a time.
Right. And reading is so important. I've loved reading ever since I was little. I've always had a book in my hand. So when I heard your story through a mutual friend on Facebook, I knew I just had to meet you because it's just such an incredible journey.
Thank you.
You started in 2017.
Yes.
And how did you come up with the name Literacy in the Hood?
It's nothing in the hood that addresses a reader. So literacy in the hood just kind of came to my mind in the form of literacy. And then in the hood, like a suburb has an inner city, like a hood. Oh, stay away from this side of town, So it didn't really matter where you are. Every city has a neighborhood or a hood. And it just took some time, but it just really came to me. We need some type of literacy in the hood. Like,
Right. Yeah. And I love that that stands for Helping Out Our Disenfranchised. That's wonderful.
because that's the population we oftentimes forget about. Our statistics here in Cleveland said we have 3 inner city youth. 2 of them don't have any books at home, period.
That's so sad.
Right. And the thing that I think we miss a lot of times is if you're in a home with readers or who understand the importance of reading, then they're going to be books. Then your parents probably take you to the library. Then they probably purchase you books. But if you're in a home and education is not a priority and reading is not a priority, your parents may not buy books. They may not take you to the library, and you may not have that access to free books. So we just want to create that access and make sure that there is a window open where children can have access to those books.
Oh, that's so important. I mean, some of my best memories when I was young is going to the library and coming home with armfuls of books because we just love to read so much.
And
And of
see,
course,
for us, my mom installed in us anywhere you want to go around the world, you can find it in a book. So if I wanted to go to Africa, I can read a book on Africa, and by the time I'm finished reading that book, I know about the culture there. I know what they eat there. I know what they dance and their ethnicity is there. So we did a lot of reading to figure out things around the world because, of course, mommy wasn't going to take us all to Africa, but through reading and having experience.
Sure, sure. And just reading the book, you get such a visual in your mind.
Yes.
It opens up
That
all the worlds to you.
you, I mean, reading can just take you anywhere. I even try and tell my son that. And as a parent, what I try to do is, like right now he's into wrestling. So finding things that he like as well, because then he's gonna read them. And then, he had his Captain Underpants and his Dog Man days. And then
Right.
I went on Amazon and ordered gently used copies. And he like, oh my God, mom, I didn't know it was these many copies. But finding things he interested in reading. That way I can ensure I'm going to get my 20 minutes in for the day.
Now, Shonda, how do you distribute the books? Do you
Oh,
go to
you
certain
be
places, or
surprised.
how do you put these
We
books
gave
in
away
children's hands?
275 books Saturday at a church in the parking lot. They were having a book event called Books for Bruises. And that was really providing resources for children that have faced some sort of trauma or children whose parents may have been affected by being incarcerated. So they just had a lot of services for those families. I just set up a table, put out free books. Another way that we pass out so many books over COVID-19 is find out where is they're giving away free produce and where are they providing
Okay.
lunches for the students. Same thing. Go to the bigger sites where they said, okay, they provide about 400 lunches a day. Take between 800 and 1,000 books. That means each child can pick between 2 and 3 books.
Oh, wow.
And, just COVID-19 just made you a little bit more strategic. Okay, go find out where the people are. And then once you find out where they are, then just making sure they have those books.
What's it like to see these kids come up to your table and get to pick books out?
Oh my God. If you just look on Literacy in the Hood's Facebook page, Literacy in the Hood's Instagram, or literacyinthehood.com, you'll see the smiles. You'll see sometimes the children going to get their parents to say it's free because they don't think when there's vendors set up that they're actually
Sure.
free. And then
Right.
I'm like, no. And I mess with the kids, say you can only pick out the books that you're going to read, or you're going to let someone read to you when you get home. But it's a joy. I can remember being at an elementary set up the book fair was set up like a regular scholastic book fair, but it was free. So each student was able to pick out 2 books. And when the little girl got to me, I volunteered that day. When she got to me, I told her, put your sticker in the book. And then she put her sticker. I said, now you can write your name. And when she got to the part to write her name, she said, I can have these books. And I said,
Oh,
yes, these are your books. And she said, now I have 3 books. So she meant the 2 that she got for free plus one other book. And I just knew that was enough to make me say, okay, you got to keep going. You got to keep making sure they have access to free books.
right. That just breaks my heart that kids don't have books to read. That really does. So I mentioned that you were on CNN and Good Morning America. How did that happen? How did
Well,
Good Morning America hear about it?
here in Cleveland, TV3 wrote a story on me, but they actually came out. They said, we want to see you while you're in action. So
Yeah.
I took them to one of the neighborhood housing authorities, and they had it set up like a drive-through. So the same time that they were driving through, you have the link as well, but the same time that they were driving through to pick up the free produce, then we just slid those free books in there. It was hot outside, so we took free freeze pops while they waited, and then gave out free flowers that day. So free books, free flowers, and free freeze pops right in part of the drive-through. They're there for the produce. They don't feel any different.
Right.
And Good Morning America saw that story, and then they reached out and contacted me. So we went on the third hour of Good Morning America, and then CNN saw that story, and then they reached out to me, and then they wrote a digital story. And I said I was actually going to reach back out since I've won the Ansfield Wolf Award and kind of update them on what's going on here in Cleveland.
Talk about that award. That was going to be my next question. You just won an award. Tell everyone that's watching what the award was.
It's called the Ann Spiel Wolf Memorial Award. And generally, what they do is find organizations or people in the community that's making a difference. For me, I feel honored because it's generally authors and educators and as such. So just for me and my grassroots organization to get an award that's such a prestigious award, it was just really, really great. Like I was happy to be nominated. So when we actually got the award, I was really, really excited.
It is exciting. And you're a nonprofit of one, aren't you? One
Yeah.
person?
Ooh, wait. Well, we have our board and then, but I mean, as far as getting out here, rolling your sleeves up, it's just generally me and a few volunteers.
Yeah. Uh, Chris, what's it like for the parents whenever they see their kids excited about getting these books? Which is they may not have access to the books, they
Right.
may,
See,
may
for
not be able to
me,
financially
um,
afford the books.
if I get those 2 or 3 minutes to speak with the parent, then I talk to the parent about why the child needs to be reading 20 minutes a day. Then I share with them the statistics of what Cleveland statistics are about children reading, and just share really quickly with them, real, not overbearing, but letting them know that 68% of Clevelanders functioning illiterate. So just by reading at home 20 minutes a day, every day with your child, we can help drop the illiteracy rates and raise, literacy in Cuyahoga County.
Right.
20 minutes a day at the end of the school year is equivalent to 1,800,000 new words. Sharing that information with them.
Wow. That's just incredible. And plus getting them interested in reading has to help them too, filling up
Yeah.
their free time.
Yes.
So let me ask you, so where do you get the books from? Because that's probably a question that people are
Okay.
wondering. Where,
Well, we
where do you
got
get these
a
books from?
couple different places. Of course, since going on Good Morning America, they donated 1,000 books.
Oh my goodness.
Authors have been reaching out to me who've wrote books themselves and donated brand new books of their own in lieu of COVID-19.
Yes.
Here in Cleveland, we also have the Cleveland Kids Book Bank. That's where the majority of our books come from. However, during COVID-19, they were closed. So we had to be a little bit more strategic on what we were going to do. Those are the main avenues. But just recently, as recent as Sunday, I have 4,000 books delivered from parents, children, and teachers in Hudson, Ohio. So that's a surrounding suburb near Cleveland. And they loaded up 4 truckloads and they drove down 4,000 books
Oh my goodness.
to donate.
That's amazing. Well, I have
Yes.
to ask you, whenever I heard your story, I wanted to do something here in Pittsburgh because we're in the I'm south of Pittsburgh in the Pittsburgh area. But with COVID, everything is kind of a mess, in
Yes,
flux, in
it
flux.
is. Trust me.
But I have some amazing friends, and I have in my car probably 12 boxes of books for you. People that
Okay.
donated books. Our one of our librarians, Miss Elaine, who also has a show on
Yes.
BBTV,
Yes.
doing bedtime stories. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but you'll have to check that out.
Yes.
He donated some books. Someone else donated about 10 boxes of books. I have some writer friends that donated books. So I'll have to talk to you offline about getting you these books. I'm
Yes. We're
so
gonna
happy to be
love
able to
those
do
books.
something.
And our turnaround is really, really quick. Like I said, on Saturday at one event, we gave away about 260, 270. That was just one. Simultaneously, Larchmere was having a fall festival. We were giving away books at the same time on Larchmere.
So it seems like you get a lot of books, but they go very quickly.
No, they got like, one thing about lining up your mission is, it's no need of me. I go to kid and family friendly events because that's my target audience. I
Sure.
don't really do too many teen events because it's hard to get a teen. It's so hard. But if a teen is there, I do have chapter books available for them.
Yes.
So when I'm aligning my mission up with the events that we choose, it's children there that want free books. So it's not hard. It's parents there who want books for their children. So sometimes they're leaving with between maybe 3 and 6 books. And then as the evening begins to wind down or as the event comes to a close, I flat out just let the parents know how you can take as many of these books as you want. The goal is for you to take them home, not for me to pack them back up and put in the warehouse.
Shonda, what can we do? How can people help you? How can people help your mission and help you get these books in children's hands?
A couple different ways. Here in Cleveland, we're always looking for great volunteers just to help us at our events.
Right.
We're always taking donations of books, both new and gently used, and
Mhm.
we're always taking monetary donations. Monetary donations can be sent. We have a link on literacyinthehood.com. I have a link at $shine literacy. What that does is allows us to go in broader areas to reach a bigger demographic, and then to sometimes take treats with us when we go in various neighborhoods. Like, I'll give you another example. For Christmas, we're
Right.
finna get prepared to give away hats and gloves. So, along with setting up the table and give away books, we notice in the inner city, especially in the hood, you see children with no hats on, no gloves. So, we've been getting donations dropped off to the boutique, and we'll be collecting those right up until 2 weeks before Christmas. 2 weeks before Christmas, we go out into the inner city shopping plazas. While they're doing that last minute Christmas shopping, we know they're not buying books. So we wrap books in bows. We go to like Marks and the discount stores, just get bows, and we wrap the books in bows and go in the inner city and just pass out books and tell them add this under the Christmas tree.
That's incredible. What a difference that would make it in a child's life.
I
Now,
mean, you have to really, I always tell people sometimes you don't have to think about like your immediate family.
right.
I mean, we got girlfriends and we say, like one of my girlfriends said, when I go over to somebody's house, I immediately start looking around like, where are their books? Are there any magazines? Do they have a library? You know what I mean? But when
Yeah.
I go to people's house, I always look around and see, do they have any children's books laying around? If I get a chance to walk past the children's room, do the children's room have a library in there or a small bookshelf? You could tell real quick. It's not a lot of books, and it's like no. But when you raise in a home with readers, you can't imagine not having the book.
No,
But
I can't imagine that.
yes,
Can't
so
imagine.
taking away that piece and really just getting out here to make sure that they have the access to the free books.
Now, you have a son. Does your son get involved also? Does he help?
Yes, he runs a program called Boys Do Read. They have a page on Facebook. But what he says is he want to make reading fun again for boys. So they do different little initiatives. COVID-19 shut it down because his biggest collaboration was called Books and Cuts. They read the book by Derek Barnes. The name of the book is Crown. There's no way I could figure it out. Like it's no way. They read the book. We partnered with La Barberia Barber College. They would send the students from the Barber College. We would read the book from them. At once upon a time, we had numerous copies of the book that were donated to us. However, we ran out the copies. So the children don't know I don't have any more copies. So I set up a table and they just pick out free books. But generally, every child that got their haircut and got the story read to them would get a copy of the book Crown. And that was one of and then they would leave with a fresh haircut, a copy of the book Crown, and then the men taught them how to make an affirmation for themselves.
Oh my
So
gosh.
yeah, that was one of the things. But like I said, since COVID-19, he hasn't really, schools in the inner city are closed. Unfortunately for him, his mom goes above and beyond. So like I said, I switched him out and I got him in private school.
Mhm.
But really, a lot of the times the boys go black and brown, red boys, they go missing in between the cracks. And what I mean is when they can't pass that third grade reading test, a lot of times it starts the beginning stages of bullying. And then they get out in the streets and they get in gangs where they were never ready for the streets, ready for that life. And then we wake up and watch the news in the morning and we see these tragic stories
Right.
over and over again. And what it really is that if we can teach them how to read, we can teach them how to conquer the world.
Oh my gosh. That's such an amazing statement. So, what's next for Literacy in the Hood?
Okay, next for Literacy in the Hood is get ready for these holidays. So we're gonna be doing, like I said, our skull cap, our hats, and glove donation. We're running that up. Um, I have a new collaboration with Nana's Tribe. Nana's Tribe and Literacy in the Hood is going to be working on intergenerational literacy. So I'm collaborating while I'm just doing some grassroots right now, but getting organizations who work with grandparents who have custody of their children so that we can wrap some resources around now. So I know between those two initiatives, that's going to take us right out of these last 75 days that's left in the year.
I can't, when you said that, I thought, oh my gosh, I can't believe that. It seems
Yeah.
like it should be March.
No, we got about 2 months and about we don't even got 15 days left in this month. So I might be off. It might be about 72 days left in the year.
And I didn't get a chance to ask because I was so excited about getting into literacy in the hood. What's your
Okay.
background?
Well, here's the thing. I served with AmeriCorps. I was trying to get my lighting together. I served with AmeriCorps for 3.5 years, facilitating financial literacy, workforce development, and job readiness. Facilitating with AmeriCorps, a government entity, showed me really how to hone in on what our statistics were here. At that time, I had a young son that was only about 18 months, and I wasn't ready to go back into corporate America,
Mhm.
so to speak. So it allowed me a flexibility to be a kind of at home mom, but in the community. But if I needed to be, I could be where he was at any given moment. Um, Serving with the AmeriCorps was the fire under my feet to get literacy in the hood started. Because, like I said, it put me with that awareness, but then just raising my own son in the inner city, it was just like, what can I do? Like, how can I make a difference? My background itself, where I would like to complete my bachelor's degree now, is in human services, but it was always in business. It was always in business and community relations. So now I just feel like I need to finish that degree for my son so that he know that mommy finished it. But I
Mhm.
had kind of stepped back. He don't know when I got pregnant with him because I was going to college later. And the university I was going to, it's in Columbus, but it's called Capital University. And they had a small branch here in Cleveland, then it moved back to Columbus. And I was just feeling bewildered. And then I got pregnant with him. So I probably maybe have about, I would say, 8 or 9 classes, and then I'll finish my bachelor's degree in human services.
Well, I have no doubt that you'll do that because you seem like you are a woman on a mission.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate again you taking the time out to interview with me for Literacy in the Hood, for considering us. And really, it's really not about us. It's really about how can we make a difference in the lives of the community? How can we help parents, children, and caregivers become stronger readers at home by creating an environment where reading, thinking, playing, and speaking is a culture of that home. And that's what it's really about, helping parents understand why reading 20 minutes a day really, really, they'll see a difference in children's scores at school. They'll see a difference in the pronunciation and the vocabulary that your children are using with them around the house. And they'll see a difference in test scores.
That's incredible. And this is not just a Cleveland, we're talking about Cleveland, but this is not just a Cleveland problem. This happens all over the country in different
That's
areas.
right. That's all right. I'm like, again, literacy in the hood. Every city has a hood. Every
Mhm.
city has a demographic or disenfranchised population. Every city has low income. As you know, we keep recreating these names, but it all fall under one umbrella. So, and sometimes parents working and middle class parents also are surviving. So
Right,
sometimes free books for them is just taking something off of their to-do list because
right.
now they can access the free books versus having to purchase books. So
Sure.
really just opening up that avenue no matter who, and saying, hey, we got free books. If you need free books, reach out to us. If you're having an event and you want your event to have free books, reach out to us. That might be how you can circulate the books in Pittsburgh. That might be a turnaround. But partner with different organizations, especially around the housing authorities, especially around shelters.
Mhm.
Um, like in Cleveland, we got 3,000 homeless students. How do them homeless students get books?
Right, right.
So like really just figuring out the who and the it, and then just plugging in right there. We don't have to recreate a wheel. It's already neighborhood centers. It's already rec centers. It's already churches. So it's already a place. How do we connect with those places and say, hey, on the way out the door, can the students have free books?
Right. And you brought up an excellent point. It could be people, middle class people. They're just getting by making ends meet.
I mean, right. I mean, a lot of us, COVID-19 shook up
Lost
some of
job.
the, yes. For me, I have a cleaning business. All of my contracts that had children in them immediately was closed. Immediately. So for me, I had to rethink my whole cost of living now because it was like, okay, close, close. I thank God that a couple of them were I clean were factories that changed their shifts but didn't close. Because if all I had were facilities that house children, I would have been in fact in trouble myself.
Now, can you, before we end the interview, can you give your website one more time?
Yes, it's literacy in the hood, all spelled out literacy, literacy, hood, HOOD.com. You can find Literacy in the Hood on Facebook, Instagram, as well as Twitter. And then right now, we trended so much, you can Google Literacy in the Hood and it will give you all of our information as well.
Krishanda, thank you so much for what you're doing and for taking the time to talk with us. And I wish you all the best. And we'll definitely talk soon.
Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you, and have a great day. My background, hey, but it's show you get it done. This how you get it done.
Never stop, right? Keep moving.
Yes, they just happen to have this chair right here. See how God do that? Happened to be a chair just waiting for me because they knew that I would be picking up breast cancer shirts and I would need to take this very important call.
There you go. Have a wonderful day.
You have a great day. And if you need anything from me, just give me a phone call, okay?
Okay, thank you. Thank you for watching today's episode of Empowering You. I'm happy you were able to meet my new friend, Krishanda Matthews. Krishanda is on a one-woman mission to put books into children's hands with Literacy in the Hood. She is inspiring, motivating, and encouraging us to get out there and help others that may need these books and may need our services. It's a difficult time right now, especially in wake of COVID that's still going on. So she is having some difficulty, but she's out there helping these children in Cleveland and getting her message across. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Thank you for watching and see you next time.